bunch of different colors.
And since we do everything in-house, we can make any dream come true.
Make it kind of look like a rainbow.
Embrace unique.
My mom makes beautiful jewelry.
At Spencer Kuehn Fine Jewelry Studio. Design or shop now at morgantownjeweler.com.
It's Spencer and Kuehn, yeah, it's fine jewelry.
We make jewelry for every moment.
Well, sometimes it's for like an engagement ring or marriage. Sometimes it's for a special occasion. Jewelry is perfect for gifts.
Spencer Kuehn Fine Jewelry Studio.
My mom makes beautiful jewelry.
Design or shop now at morgantownjeweler.com.
It's Spencer and Kuehn, yeah, it's fine jewelry.
We make At Spencer Kuehn Fine Jewelry Studio, we embrace unique.
A type of necklace, maybe. It's a bunch of different colors.
And since we do everything in-house, we can make any dream come true.
Make it kind of look like a rainbow.
Embrace unique.
My mom makes beautiful jewelry.
At Spencer
Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks for joining us. Spencer and Kuehn live stream. We're streaming live on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks for joining us here. We appreciate everybody out there. Thanks for joining us on YouTube and Twitch and Twitter. I think we're in a few different places. So thank you so much for joining us out there this afternoon, this fine Monday afternoon. And we're going to be talking about and looking at a bunch of different things like we always do. I've been working on pieces that I am making for our store here at Spencer Kuehn Fine Jewelry Studio. Pieces that are unique and interesting, but have been repurposed from old antique or estate jewelry, just old pieces that people aren't wearing anymore, that we are repurposing into new jewelry. We do that a lot over here. We take your old jewelry and we make it into new designs. And this month we are really talking about gold buying and what sort of benefit that can be for you. And so I'm going to talk about gold buying. We're going to look at some of the designs that I had been working on. I've got a couple more that are finished. We're going to take a look at what I've been working on that is in process, that's still moving. And if you like what we do here, don't forget to like us and share with everybody so that they can see what we do here. We are artisans. We pride ourselves on our craftsmanship. I don't know if I've ever said this on this platform, but I have my Bachelor of Fine Arts from Rochester Institute of Technology, and I very much appreciate everything that RIT did for me and gave to me. Not only did they help teach me all of the basic skills of metalworking and jewelry designing, but they had a very strong emphasis at the time on being able to promote yourself as a craftsperson, someday running your own business, how to promote yourself, how to do all of the business side of the jewelry world over here. And so thank you, Rochester Institute of Technology. Little shout out to you. So that's my background. I graduated just a couple of years ago. 2004. So I've been doing this for a little bit, and it's what I absolutely love to do. So the first thing that I want to talk about is gold buying, and not only gold buying, but recycling, because you can take old pieces and make them into new pieces. Sometimes you don't even have to melt them. Sometimes you can use, hello out there. Sometimes you can reuse pieces and make them into new pieces without having to do very much. I just got a message this morning, someone asking about a ring, if we can take the top of that ring and make it into a pendant. Absolutely. Sometimes it's very easy to take something in one form and transform it into another form of jewelry to be worn on a different part of the body. But let's say that you have a bunch of gold. We're here. We're thinking about being here. It looks like I'm loading. I'm not sure if you all can still hear me. There we go. Okay, we're back. Let's say that you are cleaning out and you have a pile of stuff and you don't know what it is or if it's worth anything or, what kind of monetary value it has. There are lots of different ways to go about reusing your gold or getting cash for gold. So hello, Brandy. Good to see you. So here's an example of something that a client just brought in. All of these pieces were a question. We weren't sure, or she wasn't sure, if they were gold, not gold, what was going on. So she actually had this really awesome pocket watch. You can see the engraving on it. It's kind of interesting. I think there's a guy sitting on a shore. No, he's in a fishing boat. He's fishing. It's kind of cool. Got some initials on it. So it's kind of a cool piece. We already took all of the watch guts out of it. Oh yeah, and there was a face on the inside. They didn't know who that was. So they were like, we don't need it. We don't know who it is. So we tested the metal. We saw what kind of carat the metal was. I think that one was 14 karat. And then there were all of these other pieces that some are 10 karat, some are 14 karat, some are 18 karat. And so they wanted to figure out, just what kind of cash they could get, because we do cash for gold in two different ways. One is, we can process your gold in two different ways. We can either give you cash for gold. So for example, let's say we were giving cash for this 14 karat locket. All right, so I would start off with my scale here, and I'm going to weigh this piece. I've got 21.04 grams. And then I'm going to go to my handy dandy app on my phone. We use Scrap It from Kitco. Okay, so this is what I use here. And Scrap It on Kitco. There we go. This particular app allows me to change various things. It allows me to change what percentage of the market value. It gives me the updated price. So today, right now, gold is at $2,174.40 an ounce. And if you want cash, and this weighs 21.03 ounces, let's see here, 14 karat, 24.47 times 21.03, we would hand you a check for $514.60 for this scrap gold. So $514.60 for this. Now, let's say that you wanted to reuse that toward a project. We can melt that to make something new. And that is definitely a very good option, because you wouldn't have to buy practically any gold to do a project. You'd only have to pay for labor. Now, if you wanted to get store credit, let's say that you wanted to hand this in, and instead of us handing you a check, you wanted store credit, we actually give 75% if you are doing store credit. So 30.75 30.58. 30.58 times, what did I say this was? It was 20. Let me get my grams again. 21.04 times 21.04. So if you were getting store credit, that would now come to $643. So that's a pretty good difference. And if you wanted to, I think we're frozen again. Oh, okay. If we wanted to do store credit, that's a nice difference between those. So if you're looking for cash for gold, or you're looking to trade in on a project, or you're looking to, say, get a nice pair of diamond stud earrings, you can use your gold in those 3 different ways, and it's an easy way to do it. All right, so let's move on from that. And I wanted to show you all some of the other pieces that we were working on. One was this bracelet. I'm pretty sure that I have figured out the finish on this now. And so we've got kind of like a satin finish going on. Are we still streaming?
Yeah.
Okay.
The phone is still going. It's just the computer that doesn't.
Okay. Anyway, so I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out. I like what's going on over there. It doesn't twist to the side. It still stays upright, which is pretty cool. It is a nice big bracelet, and I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. So there's a lot of silver in this bracelet. There's also a pretty decent amount of gold, believe it or not. I know that we were recycling the gold from before. The amount of gold that is here in this bezel and then along this side area, you could make a wide, relatively thick men's wedding band and a little bit of a more narrow ladies' wedding band out of the amount of gold that's just in this bezel and just in this little rim on the side. And then all of these little gold beads that are in the inside and outside, because they go from inside to out. The amount of gold that's in all of those little gold beads, you could make 3 very skinny, albeit, but 3 stacking rings for that. So there's actually a pretty good amount of gold in this bracelet besides the amount of silver. So it's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. And yeah, I can't wait to put it out in the case. The other piece that I finished up, this was using, if you've tuned in previously, we had a antique lab created ruby, and so we were making a new piece using that ruby and using that gold. I've got a slide style pendant, so the chain actually goes through the top of the pendant over here. I've got a bezel set antique lab created ruby on the top, and the pearl, I added a little diamond accent to the very top of it. And I really like how that piece came out too. And so today, what I wanted to take a look at was the bar pendant that we were making. We had some baguette diamonds. Okay, and if you don't know what a baguette diamond is, now let's see if we can, ooh, we're there. Okay, so we've got this little diamond here. This is a baguette style diamond. It's long and skinny. The facets are all nice and clean. And we had a ring that we melted and took all of the baguette diamonds out of. And this is what I have so far working on the bar pendant. All right. And so what I have is I'm making all of these settings that are going to go up the bar. So I've started off with just this plain stock, and I have measured places for myself to add in where the prongs are going to be. And then I've drilled out the sides and then in between each one. So let's see here. So I drilled out the sides, these little indentations, and then the long skinny part in between. And then I have started adding some of these little prongs on the sides. So today I was going to show you a little bit of how I do that. And hopefully I will get over to the laser welder, because the laser welder is cool and fun. And I will laser weld some of the prongs on. Well, I'm actually going to laser tack them on. So I'm just going to tack them in place, and then I'll come back here and I'll solder them all on, because it just works better that way. Solder all of the prongs in place and then set all of the stones. And I'm not going to get to all of that today because it just takes too long to make beautiful pieces of jewelry. But I can show you a little bit about how I take just a plain bar and turn it into something that can be used for setting. So let's see here. I've got my little markings, and I'm going to start with this little teeny tiny burr that I have to grind into the sides of the pendant and make my marks for where my prongs are going to be. So bear with me. There's going to be some grinding and burring. Burr with me? Burr with me. Okay. And I think I'm going to use the microscope too, because that way I can see exactly where I'm supposed to be. So hopefully this doesn't get too much in your way. Let's see if I can do it. There we go. Looks good. All right, so we'll take a look real quick. This is what I was just doing. So I've got all of these little tick marks along the side. Okay, and I just did one whole side. We've got 13 diamonds total that we're going to be setting. And what I want to do next is show you how I am going to take this wire and laser tack it in place into each one of these sections. So I'm going to laser tack those in, and as I go, I will cut the length of the prong that I need with my teeny tiny flush cut clippers. So come follow me over to the laser, because it's a microscopic laser beam shooting in the metal. I'm tired, I'm sorry. Okay, so this is our laser welder, and you can see this is where I'm going to be working, and it works with a microscope. It's pretty cool. So I don't have to worry about being able to see if my eyes are bad. I can actually just look right through my microscope, and I'm going to laser weld these in place. So I've got to turn my laser on, make sure the settings are correct. I've got yellow gold, thin. I'm going to press my reset button, or my recall button, sorry. And then I'm going to turn my laser shutter on. The light in here, I can make it dim and make it bright, and I need it bright. And then I can start welding. So I'm going to line this up with the back, and I'm going to laser weld, and then I'm going to cut my prong length. Cutting myself a little bit longer than what I would actually need is always a good idea. So laser tack in place. So the next part of what we would need to do with this, okay, so we've got all of these little prongs lined up on the sides, and they're all laser tacked on the back. So the whole back of it, inside of the laser, I just, tacked it a few times, fused the metal together. All right, and then I am going to solder. I'm going to solder the prongs. And my goal is going to be to hopefully finish this before Easter.
April Fool.
April Fools, just kidding. All right, so we're gonna solder all of these prongs in place. I'm gonna add my flux.
What does the flux do again?
And the flux is going to help keep my metal clean so that I can get a good solder joint. And I have 14 karat yellow gold. And so I'm going to cut myself little tiny pieces of solder because that's all I need. I just need little tiny pieces. These are little tiny connections. And we'll just do a few of them. We won't do all of them in one shot. I mean, we could. And to be honest, if I had some stick solder right now that was 14 karat, that would be great. Stick solder is just a wire of solder, and you touch it to the metal as you are soldering. You touch it when it's at the right point for it to melt and flow. And so if I had stick solder, I would just, heat this up, and then I'd be like, pew, 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 and I would just go right down the line. It would be awesome, but I don't. I just have these little teeny chips, and so now I'm going to have to place all these little teeny chips, and it's going to be annoying, but that's fine. I will place all these little chips, and we will do it, but I'm only going to show you 3. How's 3 sound? You want to see 3 or 4?
That's the most
5?
I've done it one time.
I don't know. We could do just 1. All right, we'll solder on a prong, and we'll see how it goes. So we're just heating up the metal evenly. I'll grab one of my teeny tiny little balls of solder here with my 14 karat yellow gold solder. Place it over top of my prong. And there's one. They're so itsy tiny. I know. There's 2. And there's 3. Okay, we'll just do those 3. And I'll show you what that looks like. So you can, are we in the camera? Are we not in the camera? We're there. It's very hot. It's very hot. But it's, so the first 3, I've added the solder. All right, that is all I'm doing today for you all. But I'm going to finish that so that we have a really awesome diamond bar pendant. And if you liked what you saw today, don't forget to like us and share. And if you have any questions about gold mine, come check us out. Come talk to John. Come talk to me. Come talk to anybody here. We can help you if you are looking to sell gold or repurpose it in any sort of way. And next week, I'm going on vacation. So, all right. So thank you again for joining us. And I hope to see you all again soon. In 2 weeks, I will be live again. And we will be making more and melting more. And stay tuned to see what we will be melting coming up next. All right. Otherwise, have a great day, and I'll see you soon.
At Spencer & King Fine Jewelry Studio, we embrace unique.
A type of necklace, maybe. It's a bunch of different colors.
And since we do everything in-house, we can make any dream come true.
Make it kind of look like a rainbow.
Embrace unique.
My mom makes beautiful jewelry.
At Spencer